Okay, so this is it. The day we've been all waiting for finally came, and we actually had to take out our machines and embark on a ride. I was ready, but my baby was not ready, so I actually had to take her out for a bubble bath so that she can look spanking smart and clean. Today's ride was actually dubbed the Ubuntu breakfast run. This is a ride whereby bikers gather from all around African countries, or the world rather. It's actually extending to the European countries, Americans, and the Asia. People do meet up with their bikes and actually embark on a short trip where they actually be riding together, teaching each other about the Ubuntu, the existence of humanity, and the kindness thereof. So on this day, we were actually riding in the country of South Africa, in Johannesburg to be specific. So the meetup point was actually the Harley-Davidson Mzansi, which is actually a Harley-Davidson franchise based in a place called Fourways under Johannesburg, Gauteng province of South Africa. Right here, everybody actually popped through. As you can see, all the kind of machines and bikes here, the Bolivards, Harley-Davidsons, Adventures, Cruisers, you name them. I popped through the place. I was just quite right on time, and pretty much almost everyone else here. The man in uniform is always there to make sure things go in order, and pretty much everyone around. And the Harley-Davidson dealership was actually pretty much open for those who wanted to do the final picks and checks. And I grabbed my Ubuntu badge. So this badge, you actually get it on each and every Ubuntu run, and then you stick it on a jacket if you want to. Now the time came for everyone to check out, and everyone got on their machines and actually got to ride out. And the destination in this case was actually somewhere down in the Soweto side. Much forgot the name. That explains why I actually even got lost a little bit on the way, as you're gonna actually see and witness as we proceed here. So yeah, all the machines out, as you can see there, the Bolivards. You know, one thing I like about the Bolivards, every time when there's a meetup or gathering, they always find their own spot, their own space, and park their machines, and they will be looking neat, nice, and smart. You know, it's really pretty cool. These Bolivard guys here, the M109R. You can hear the sound rumbling through the airwaves. Just listen to that. It's pretty cool, isn't it? It's just pretty cool. You know, I actually wish to own one of these kind of bikes in the pretty much very near future, if God blesses me. There were pretty much many bikes here. You actually pretty much gonna get tired, or should I say bored? Not bored, of course, because you're never gonna get bored by watching these beautiful machines here. But there were lots of them, and finally I actually had to take my machine as well and follow up and partake on the route. So because the Harley-Davidson Mzansi premises was actually a little bit smaller for the all bikers to gather around here, I think they spoke with the other premises owners around the area here, and bikers got to park around all those areas. As you can see here, this place is called Fourways Crossing, so other bikers were parked up there because at Harlem Mzansi there were other bikes, and opposite the premises there were other bikes. There's McDonald's premises as well, there were other bikes, so it was full package. I mean, you can imagine 1,500 bikes just in one place. It was really insane. Anyway, we got to take off, as you can actually pretty much see here, from all different angles. So I will leave you to enjoy the angles and viewership thereof. And off we went. I was actually one of the last people to leave the meeting area here. And then I managed to catch up with the rest of the guys here. And as you can see, now we're joining the mainstream. This road is called the N1. And now we're joining this main road here where the other bikers were, and all the cars were actually stationary just to allow for a safe passage of bikers going down with the business of their breakfast run. So this is the kind of a breakdown. I don't know what it was, but looks like someone had an issue with their bike here. And then there was nothing much to do, and he already had enough assistance. So we proceeded with the journey, and now I was trying to catch up with the rest of the pack. And as I pushed and pushed, I realized that there was another stoppage, and this time it was looking pretty much ugly. I mean, it was looking really bad. I saw a man down and my heart just pumped very, very fast. On the other side, I was a little bit shattered. I was not sure what actually is going on. As the biker knocked down, they fall off on their own. Are they okay? They fine? I was not even sure. So I put down. I was happy to see the biker seated down, of course with some bruises around. And there's a bunch of other bikers. As always, this is the spirit of Ubuntu which we're actually riding for this very day. And they try to nest around the biker and up the biker on his feet. And within a few minutes, the escort ambulance also arrived to even give more medical attention. So after everything was done and dusted, I actually pulled up and proceeded with the journey. The bikers had already left, and I actually had a piece of vacuum to cover. I had no option but to overtake these cool friends of mine here so that I can actually catch up with the pack. I started seeing traffic building up, and I knew that I'm very, very close to catching up with the rest of the pack. I was very, very much excited. However, when I saw a lot of traffic even building up more, this is the middle of the highway, I realized that seems something bad happened here. And as I got even closer, I realized the road was blocked, and I saw a number of bikes on the road, and I knew that the scene is not that good. On arrival, what I just started seeing, I saw a number of bikes and a group of bikers down, and on the tarmac here I could see that something fell down, and it was actually scratching around the tarmac. And as I approached even closer, I actually saw the paramedics doing their job and messing around the wounds, and there were two bikers down there on this accident. I didn't see much, but later on I heard the news had reached me that there's a biker who was actually riding a boulevard who lost their life. And I assume and suspect it was actually on this very much accident scene, because I didn't see any other accident before this. So we say rest in peace. Well, we proceeded, and at this time around I was getting lost and I missed the off-ramp. Look at me. One thing you can really not afford to mess around with, especially when you're driving around Gauteng, Johannesburg, is to miss an off-ramp. Because if you miss an off-ramp, you're gonna turn back probably 10 or 15 kilometers after, and that will take you pretty much hours to do. So at this moment in time, I didn't have a reserve gear, reverse gear, and I didn't have an option, so I actually had to do a bit of off-roading here with my cruiser. And yep, I succeeded. I managed to join the mainstream and proceeded. I saw one biker here. I thought, yay, I'm still on the right track. And as I went on, I saw another biker stationary, and I was like, so how do we go here? How do we navigate around? I stopped for a bit. I didn't want to get lost again. I asked him. He actually gave me the directions. You know what? Just go through and then you're gonna find out there. I went, and again, I started seeing traffic piling up, and I thought, I'm catching up with the rest of the pack. Or else it might be an accident again. I was not even sure. But this time around the traffic was moving, and now I had a clearer view of all the bikers, and I said, yay, I managed to catch up with the rest of the pack. Now here's the interesting thing. People, this was actually the biggest motorcycle group ride in the world on this very much day. The biggest bikers breakfast run. So at this very moment in time, I won't do much of talking, but I will leave you to watch this uncut view of bikes cruising all the way to the destination. So from here onwards, I think I'm gonna do a bit of silence, and then you can actually get to see the bikers spinning on the highway here. Before I go mute, one thing I would like to comment. As you can see here, these bikers are riding on a very much proper formation. This is a staggered formation, you know, and there's an open lane for the traffic that wants to proceed thereof and go along with their business. Unlike in other places, you see bikers riding like across the whole road, such that other motorists are actually inconvenienced. This leads to a lack or loss of patience rather by some other road users, and they will end up like plowing through the bikers and stuff like that, which won't be a very good scene to watch. So bikers, whenever you're riding, please exercise a proper riding formation. The staggered formation, if it's a two-lane road, please use one lane and leave the other lane for other motorists and road users. Let's learn to share. That's actually part of the Ubuntu, you know. So yeah, this was a pretty much staggered formation. To those who might not even know what is staggered formation, okay, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about it. So staggered formation is like you're actually riding on a kind of opposite alignment. So one is here, another is a little bit in front, and then other is a little bit on front. You know, you don't have to be in line or at 180 degrees, because if any mishap happens, you're gonna easily swerve to the right and you bump into the other, you know. So with this formation, if anything happens, you swerve to the right, you're gonna go into an open space and nothing is gonna happen to you. Likewise, the other person on the left, if thing happens, they swipe to the right, nothing's gonna happen to them because there's always enough space. That's why it is always advised to ride in a staggered formation. Also, if anything or there's someone who actually pulls up emergency brakes when you're on a staggered formation, you won't even ride into them. You can easily stop before you actually get into them, unlike when you're actually riding in a single file where if someone makes emergency brakes, you're highly likely to go and bite a little bit of their back head. So anyway, let's enjoy the view here of the biggest motorcycle ride group in the world. Let's get to see it. we still going. This is no repetition or not. As I told you, this was actually the biggest motorcycle breakfast run, a massive ride of its kind in the world. Keep watching. And we're still going and going. Mind, it's me who was overtaken here. No one overtook me. So, which means we're actually seeing pretty much a new batch of bikers each and every time. People, this was such a huge group. And now we're approaching a turning point. Actually, that's where you're seeing traffic kind of slowing down here. And so I was almost at the front, but I still didn't make it to the front. So what you are seeing here is almost maybe 3/4 of the bikes. The other quarter has gone already. I didn't manage to get to the front. It shows how many bikes were. So I actually had to stop here to capture a little bit of some shots for you guys to enjoy. So I'll leave it up to you to enjoy this pretty much kind of hairpin 10 view. sure you now agree with me without any shadow of doubt that this was actually the biggest ever mass ride to ever happen in South Africa and the world's biggest bikers breakfast run. I mean, there's no argument about that. Anyway, I actually had to get on my bike as well and get to go to the venue because these bikes were actually very much quite a lot of them. So I actually have to make sure that I still get time to get to the venue and to have enough parking before everyone else builds up the space. So let's get to go. Finally, we arrived at the destination hood where we're going. So, pretty much this is a ghetto area locally called Kasi. So this is where the organizers of the Ubuntu run had actually planned that we go here as bikers and gather around and get to listen to the speeches and see the proceedings of the Ubuntu Bikers Run for the 2025. I mean, see all the bikes here flowing in, and the Kasi residents, obviously, they were left like with no words. They couldn't believe their eyes. They were really happy, jovial, excited, and everything together. And obviously what one wants or pops in their mind whenever there's such a scenario is actually, can I get a picture? Fortunately, at this moment in time, there was not enough time for pictures. Most riders were actually heading over to their destination. Finally, we negotiated our last cave into the venue. So this is the place. Actually, everyone was supposed to park inside, but some couldn't even realized that we actually had a lot of parking inside here, and then they parked outside. But later on, they were actually encouraged to park their bikes inside, and you're gonna see them all parked inside. We all arrived, and obvious first thing to do is to look for food. Did just that, got the food, and got there. Best I can say, actually enjoyed the meal, and then it is time to move around and look at the machines here. I mean, there were quite a lot of beautiful machines parked here. It looks like almost every bike here is actually pretty new. You know, they're all looking sparkling, fresh, clean, nice. Many bikes around. I mean, like, just fill up your eyes and enjoy. Came the BMW K16 all parked right there. The super bikes nicely parked right there. It's all bunch of touring bikes, and of course the mighty boulevards. Again, just as I said as we're starting this video, these people or these guys, they pretty much have this tendency of having their own parking, which is actually pretty much cool and nice. They have that kind of love with their machines. Find their own parking, park them nicely, and by that makes them look all beautiful, nice. Anyway, everyone was now here, but still some bikes were still outside. Not everyone rather was here. Lots more were still outside, as people were actually starting to get into the programs of the event. So some couldn't even manage to go back, or to go outside rather, and pull their bikes inside. However, there was enough security to make sure that all our babies here are clean, safe, and properly looked after. And now, as we arrived, the program actually had to start. And what I'm gonna do right now here is actually to leave you up to their hosts and actually get to hear what they will be saying here, so that you can actually say, "I was there." Let's get to listen to the speech.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for showing up. Next year will be our 10th one, and we had decided, you know, we host as an African continent the biggest breakfast, bikers breakfast run in the world. This is the biggest bikers breakfast run in the world, and we'd like to have it registered with the Guinness Book of World Record. So next year we really have to show up. We really have to show up for this one. And the planning will start immediately as this one ends. Hey, pinky pink. Hey, pinky pink. So yeah, the planning for the 10th one will start. I'm sure you know some of the committee members, or some of the organizing team, people. Reach out to them and say, hey, you guys can improve. I observed or noticed that you guys had a shortcoming here and there. You guys need to improve next year. We welcome such input. You know what I mean? So yeah, constructive criticism they call it. So next year really is going to be bigger and better, and we'd like to make a big noise out of it. This is making us proud as bikers in Africa. This is making Africa proud. So let's continue to rally behind this run. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, MK. Yep, you've said a mouthful. The lady in pink. They call you Pinky Pinky. Beautiful one. Lady in pink, hello. Yeah, no. All right, I'm going to give it to you, Rob.
Good morning, everybody. Can I get a hell yeah? Hell yeah! Well done, everybody. I think you should all be very proud of yourselves. Give yourselves a hand. We'd like to thank you all for coming. We'd like to thank the EMS guys for supporting us. We'd like to thank the department for helping us. We'd like to thank the traffic officials for getting us here all safely. We'd like to thank the guys from the marshalling from MIMSA. Thank you for always being there for us and for supporting us. As in the tradition with all bikers, let's also not forget those who have come before us and those who have passed on in the biking fraternity. So if possible, could I ask you all, please remove your hats? And if possible, can we just have a minute silence for those brothers and sisters that we've lost throughout the years? It's a very important thing for us to do, to acknowledge those that have gone. So can we have a minute silence, please, for those who have gone before us? Thank you very much. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for the respect shown. I think we're going to read the Ubuntu speech. It's an important speech. It's a speech that gets read out at every single Ubuntu event all across the country. We're going to get tools to start off. He's got a nicer voice than what I have. So if you could please just pay your attention just for a minute or two. The Ubuntu speech is heartfelt, it's well written, and it's the reason why we are here. Over to tools.
Sanbonane. Good afternoon, Bikaville. The speech is the one that basically gives us the foundation of why we are here. So we are here because of this particular speech that we are going to deliver. So my name is Tools. I'm part of Urban Fellas, and I'm also part of the Gauteng organizing committee of this event. We have been doing this for the past 9 years. As the chair has indicated, next year we will be having the 10th anniversary of this. So the speech read as follows: Africa Ubuntu Breakfast Run. Its purpose is uniting bikers across the continents. In the vibrant world of biking, the African Ubuntu Breakfast Run stands out as a remarkable celebration of unity, brotherhood, and the shared passion for motorcycles. What began as a meet and greet within African Bikers Brotherhood Forum, primarily comprising influential presidents from Southern Africa, has evolved into a pan-African phenomenon that now captures the interest of biking enthusiasts globally. The roots of Ubuntu Run trace back to its initial purpose as a gathering within the African Bikers Brotherhood Forum, a platform bringing the influential leaders, fostering interaction and influence throughout Southern Africa. Over time, we started as an exclusive meet and greet, expanded its horizon, opening its doors for bikers of all colors and gender. The Ubuntu Run officially began an annual event, growing in numbers and prominence with each passing year. In the heart of the African Ubuntu Breakfast Run lies the imperative principle of unity. The event serves as a powerful testament to the inseparable connection between unity and the brotherhood concepts embedded in the biking culture. It further emphasizes that true brotherhood can only exist where there is unity, and conversely, unity is strengthened by the bonds of brotherhood. This dual commitment creates a unique and a powerful narrative within the biking fraternity. The Africa Ubuntu Breakfast Run has transcended its South African origin, established its presence in the numerous African countries, such as the following nations: Kenya, Uganda, Angola, Egypt, Nigeria, Cape Verde, and many more participating in this continent, celebrating what Bikaville is all about. The event symbolizes the diversity and richness of African biking culture, bringing together riders from across the different backgrounds, cultures, and traditions. So my reading is going to end here. I'm going to hand over to Animal, who will take the last part of the reading on the speech. I thank you.
What sets the Africa Ubuntu Biker Breakfast Run apart is its growing global appeal. Beyond the borders of Africa, European countries such as Portugal have expressed a keen interest in joining the run. The United States too has indicated its desire to be part of this unique celebration in the upcoming year. This global interest signifies the universal resonance of the event. transcending geographical boundaries and showcasing the inclusive spirit of the biking community. Ubuntu Run epitomizes inclusivity, where bikers from all walks of life come together to celebrate their shared love for motorcycles. The event is not merely a ride, it's a collective journey towards unity, interaction and engagement. It provides a platform for bikers to forge connections, overcome barriers imposed by color or gender, and contribute to the growth of a vibrant and tightly knit biking culture. The Africa Ubuntu Breakfast Run is more than just an annual gathering. It's a movement that unites bikers from across continents. From its origins within the Africa Biker Brotherhood Forum, its expansion into a pan-African and potentially global celebration, Ubuntu Run exemplifies the universal language of biking camaraderie. As the engines roar and bikers ride together, the spirit of Ubuntu echoes, reminding us that the open road is a path where diversity converges and brotherhood thrives. The future holds the promise of even greater international participation, making Ubuntu Biker Breakfast Run a beacon of unity for bikers worldwide. Thank you very much.
What happen from now is that we're just going to chill. So we've got our vendors around here. If you're feeling you need something to eat, vendors are on your right hand side from where we are standing. So feel free to visit them and support them by buying whatever that they're selling. If you also need soft drinks and then also the hard drinks. So our main sponsor, which is HFR, they are also selling some drinks over here. So let's continue to enjoy the event and let's make sure that when we ride and go back, we all ride safe and arrive safe. Thank you so much. So let's meet and mingle and ensure that the spirit of Ubuntu and Biker Brotherhood exists. Thank you. DJ?
And this is it. Thank you all people for watching. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.